Hi guys, I've come to talk about Article 8, which is a family life or the right to private life, a scenario I've been dealing with for the last few months. This lady, she came for a short visit. She came as a tourist and she overstayed her visa. She couldn't return back to her country for her best known reasons. She was asked to leave the country with immediate effect. She told me, Mr. JM, I've been living with this gentleman, is disabled, has immobility issues, is very depressed, has mental health issues, and has no family. This woman was giving this man happiness. I carried out a risk assessment. I actually went even to their house, checked out where this lady was staying. I consulted the doctor, the mental health department, checked their income and finances. I collected all the evidence we needed. We put them together. I made sure that the doctors wrote specific letters explaining how severely this man was and the type of improvement he's had in the last months when they were living together. We gathered all the evidence. We proved that actually they live together. Things in common like bills, tenancy agreements, medical letters, specific letters from the doctors to claim that this gentleman is not well, is disabled, has a disability allowance, and was actually suicidal. This man has always been on medication. This gentleman was in care himself when he was young. He was a child in care under Section 20, which was voluntary care. He was never loved. So for this lady to love this gentleman was a special thing for him. It meant everything in his life. Exceptional circumstances, insurmountable reasons, which actually Home Office should know. Because if you're living with someone who is British or American or Canadian or German or someone who is French, and you've been living together as a partner, and they ask that person to leave the country, and that's the only asset that person has. So contacted social services and looked at the caregiver. In case this gentleman was to stay alone, can the local authority give the same care? It was cheaper to have this woman stay in UK than hiring caregivers, care workers, support workers, counselors to give support or help to this gentleman. If this gentleman went and lived in Africa, it would be difficult. Would he still get the same? Obviously, it would be harsh. It would be unfair. And it will cause him hardship and probably death. And that will be another problem. It relies on medication, relies on counseling, relies on social services and government money. So we looked at it that actually to be unreasonable if they both went back to Africa. The only thing which can happen here, which is common sense, this lady has to stay. I spoke to the neighbors, I spoke to the people living in the area. You have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you live together. You have to prove that your relationship is permanent. It's not just for visa reasons. We had to prove that actually this lady was the carer, was a caregiver, and the caregiving she was providing was actually cheaper than what the government would have provided to this gentleman. They were living together. She was the source of his happiness. She was the one doing the shopping for him. She was escorting him to the hospital. She was always available for him, was looked at as a compassionate ground. And the reasons, as I said, they were very exceptional, and they were unsurmountable circumstances of being disabled, being depressed, having mental health issues, having suicidal thoughts, having no family and friends. All those added up. So Home Office comes yesterday and delivers good news to this lady with the verdict and said they've granted this lady indefinite leave to remain in the country. We've given you indefinite leave to remain. You can stay in this country. We've looked at your file and we've accepted, we've agreed, so she can continue living happily with a partner or the husband or the whatever you call them. Had a claim and the claim went through. So that's how I did this case. It was a very interesting case. I